Hey everybody, it's your Sam and I'm here with another video. I'm actually outside right now because it's nice and sunny, and yeah, it's a bit hot, but I want to be outside today. I wanted a little bit of a change of pace, so here we are. Today I wanted to cover a little bit about writer's block again. I know I've done another video a little bit about writer's block and how to overcome it, and I'll link that up in like the cards and maybe down in the description below so that you can also watch it, because I am going over a couple of tips that are a little bit different this time. So first things first, what is writer's block? Writer's block is where you as a writer just can't think of anything to really write, and sometimes you sit there for hours on end and there's no words that come and you're just at a loss. Sometimes you stare at a blank page for days. Sometimes you just have no ideas coming. Maybe you just finished a project and now you're just stuck with a lack of ideas or a lack of motivation to start something else. But you know you need to start something else because you can't just write one thing and be done, right? And things that can cause writer's block is maybe some depression, maybe you've lost a loved one, or you've had something change in your life and you find yourself not able to bounce back from it. So you are dealing with some depression or anxiety, or a lot of depression and anxiety, and that is just killing your creativity, and you feel stuck. You have no motivation anymore. Another thing is that you have a fear, and this can be a fear of being compared to other writers. Maybe you feel like you're not good enough. We are our own worst critics, aren't we? And this can also be a fear of failure. Maybe you think that if your writing ever got out into the world that everybody would think that you suck or something like that, and that is not always the case. And it can also be a fear of disappointment. Maybe you have really high hopes that your book or your short story or something is going to get accepted and going to sell really well and be really well accepted and put out there and all that good stuff, and it's just not happening. So you have a fear of failure and fear of disappointment and just cannot move yourself forward from that. Another one is that, like I said before, you are your own worst enemy. You are a terrible critic of yourself, and that is what it is. Sorry about the sounds of the cars. They are a little loud every now and then. So yeah, you are your own worst enemy. You are your worst self-critic, and that is what happens. And that can cause you to not have any motivation to write whatsoever because you think that it's not any good. And it's just a lack of motivation. You have lost sight of your goals. You've lost sight of the good that can happen out of being a writer or something like that. So first things first, always review your goals. Review what you want to happen in your life. Review how writing is going to get you there, and how writing is a passion of yours, because writing is a passion. Writing is life. Writing is it can be a hobby, but I mean, at the same time, it is an amazing thing. So make sure that you go over the goals that you set for yourself, what dreams you wanted to accomplish through your writing, what things that you wanted to accomplish through your writing, the story that you wanted to tell, the voice that you wanted to give to something or someone. And that is always usually a good kickstart to getting back into the writing process. because you find yourself able to strive for those goals again. So yeah, go back over your goals, go back over your dreams, and maybe that'll kickstart it. Another thing is to just write anything. Don't limit yourself to just writing on your work in progress right then and there. Write off a prompt. Write off of a new idea. I know we're not supposed to start on new ideas until we get finished with one, but if you are not writing at all, then you're not working on your work in progress. So you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, needless to say. And sometimes a fresh look or a fresh start needs to happen. Write an article on something that you're passionate about. Like if you're passionate about flowers or something like that, write an article on Medium or just for yourself on flowers and what flowers mean to you or something like that. Just write a journal entry. Go back to one of the May Promptathon videos and write off a prompt that we have there. I mean, just write on something. Write on anything and let it be a free write or something like that, something to that nature, and hopefully it will get the gears to turning and you will be able to write again and you'll not stare at a blank page and wonder what you're doing with your life. Number 2, do something different. Now, this can be something as changing up your routine, which is difficult, or it can be going to a new park to walk. It can be just starting to walk. It can be starting an exercise routine. It can be doing something that is just a little bit different from what is normal. And that a lot of times can help you kickstart some creative juices, and it can help, I don't know, just give you ideas. An idea for something new is to maybe go to a local museum that you haven't been to before. Another thing would be to go walk downtown, go to a cemetery. As morbid as that sounds, cemeteries can sometimes lead to great bouts of inspiration because you see names that you've never seen before or something like that. Tombstone can have a neat saying on it, and that might inspire something. Go to a zoo or go volunteer at an animal shelter and help walk the animals there. Something like that. Just try something new, and sometimes that relaxes you enough and gets you to thinking on something else to where you come back to your writing and all of a sudden you can write again. Number 3, play. This kind of goes on with number 2 as well, like going to the zoo or going to a park, going walking or something like that, trying something new. Play means that you are allowing yourself a moment to relax, allowing yourself a moment to be creative on something else. So play can be anything of picking up like a new craft, maybe like crocheting or painting or drawing or something like that. It's still something creative, but you're not using the same writing brain. Some people play Legos. They build something out of Legos. Other people do puzzles. Do something new. Do something playful. Extra points if it's something a little creative as well, because it still has that activity in that portion of the brain that causes creativity, and maybe you just need something a little bit different to help get the juices flowing. Number 4, and this again kind of goes along with play, is listening to music. Now you can listen to different genres of music to see if that can find inspiration in you, or you can find inspiration in it, and you can try maybe some old music. Maybe go back to the playlist that you had when you were writing some old pieces of your work or something like that. Go to a song that has always inspired a work in progress or a piece or something like that. Just listen to music. Take the time, listen to a song or two or a whole playlist, and don't force yourself to write. Just listen. Sometimes that can make all the change in the world. And number 5, and this is going to be my last tip. Focus on your characters or your world building. So sometimes you just need a little bit of a change of pace. Sometimes you need to look at the world that you're building or the characters that you have in a different eye. And that can lend to building your characters, creating more characters, creating different characters, fleshing your characters out that you already have. Maybe you describe them to one of your friends or somebody different so that you can see if they have a visual of them. See the excitement that that person has as you're describing your characters. This can be done with your world too. Start doing a little bit of world building or tweaking of your world. Maybe that will help you get back into the world and get back into writing again. Maybe there's something that you didn't quite flesh out in your first round of world building and you can go back to it. Maybe that is what is blocking you from writing. Maybe it's something to do with your world building or character building that you need to work on, and your brain's telling you that, and it's telling you in the way of a writer's block. So yeah, just do something a little different. Those are about all the tips I have for you today. I hope that they help out. I know there was just 5 of them, but those 5 are the ones that kind of helped me get through my writer's block. It was a while that I hadn't written. I think it was about a week or 2 weeks or so. And it was a writer's block, definitely, and it was because I was depressed and had anxiety and all this good stuff. So these tips really helped me out, and I hope they help you out. That's it. I hope to see you next time, and until then, be kind to one another, stay well, stay healthy, stay safe, and yeah, keep writing, keep being creative.